This game is rated M for mature. Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta 2. In the last episode, we had a confrontation with the Masked Lumen and the God of Chaos. And we ended up in Inferno, via the gates of hell. Obviously, I'm not there right now. I'm actually at the beginning of Chapter 5, the Cathedral of Cascades, because this is where the note that I missed is. It's actually right at the beginning of the chapter after the cutscene, so it's just right there. I don't know how I missed that. It's not even that far out of the way. You probably should be able to see it after the cutscene's over, so I don't know how I missed that, but indeed, here it is. So this is City of Water. The Water Capital, that's my name for this town. Noaton is surrounded by oceans and lakes. The sea provides more than enough for the residents to sustain themselves. The snow from the peak of Fimbulventure melts into a river that flows to the base of the mountain. The river provides drinking water for Noaton's inhabitants, then eventually collects to form a breathtaking lake. At the lake there is the Cathedral of Cascades, an ancient piece of architecture with a very mystifying presence. Though some of this ancient building still holds together, including its unique pointed roof, the pathway that once connected the city to the mountain's peak has crumbled to the bottom of the lake. So, now that we've found that, I am going to go back to the chapter select screen. And we will be back on track with Chapter 10, The Depths. This will also give me a chance to see whether or not it will stay in my inventory, following me just exiting out of the chapter. So welcome to the Depths, or, Inferno. And Jean does not seem to have that much time left, but of course, we still have plenty of time left to head up this Muspelheim portal here on the left. So that will be our first piece of business. Alright, which time has been disabled. Alright, so we've got malicious and hideous. Not pluralized well. I think these are the only enemies in this verse, so these should be the only ones they have to worry about.
So close.
Not too much else to say about that one other than, I'd recommend going for the malicious first, but that's about it. That's pretty quick and easy. We'll be back on our way, to save Jean. So we're totally not going to get sidetracked more before we do that. Right along the main path here is another note. This is the Overseer of Inferno. Inferno, the cruelest, most ruthless place in existence. Humans are said to end up in this hellish world upon meeting an untimely end. In Inferno, power controls everything. War between its demonic inhabitants is endless, and it isn't uncommon for rank to quickly change hands. I've been picking up a thing or two about the place at this bar I've been frequenting. Recently, just like in our world, there are some strange things occurring, and the denizens are starting to get a little restless. The owner of this bar advised me to keep my distance, told me it might not be a place where I can get by on my good looks alone, like that place exists. Even if it did, it's not like I could find my way there, even if I wanted to. I keep mentioning this bar, but I'll have to keep its particulars to a minimum. I've made a deal with the owner that I won't disclose its location. It's too good a source of information to leak where it is anyway. Okay, just a hint. It's a bar in the same city as the office my dad left behind. The bar keeps a low profile, tucked away in one of the darker parts of town. I wouldn't say it's the best place to take a date, but the owner's always got good stories. I end up getting most of the info I'm looking for there. It doesn't come cheap, though. When you catch the bartender in a good mood, he'll tell you some strange tales. Worlds that are like something out of a kid's story to us, Paradiso, Inferno. He speaks about them with descriptions so realistic you can get lost in a story pretty easily. And before you know it, you've been listening to him talk the entire night. He's a strange guy, though. The few rare times I get to look past his sunglasses at those blood-stained glowing red eyes, the gaze is so chilling, I think it might freeze my very soul. He always says you won't find a nicer angel anywhere you look, but something tells me that's just your run-of-the-mill demon joke. Of course, yeah, since we're in a new chapter, more Muspelheim verses. For now, we will move on. This platform right here is going to have a verse. Have some Furies and Hideuses. So I think if they fall off the edge like that, they just die, so they won't come back. Which actually, I suppose, can be a bad thing, because you might not get enough combo points. And there it goes. Yeah, see, that wasn't really my fault on the combo score. But, oh well, what can you do? So let's see. We don't want to go forward yet, actually. We want to go over this way, so if you're looking at that main platform, kind of take a right. Because over here there is a chest, here for one. Has a Midas's Testament in it, and there is an optional verse over here on this platform. I should mention that this chapter is very hard. Probably the hardest individual chapter in the game that doesn't feature a boss of some kind. So just be ready for that, because 2 greeds at once is not the hardest thing they're gonna throw at you in this chapter. Probably not even like in the top 3 or maybe even the top 5. Alright, and the reason that you do want to come over and do that is because we are working on another Golden Hymn LP in this chapter, and you have to do this verse to get the first part of that. So, Mathaus Passion, o habt wohl Blut und Wunden. Some more German for you. So that's all we need to do over there. Now we can move forward. So, once you get to this point, you will not be able to go back easily. So, if you don't want to miss out on those things, make sure that you do them before you jump onto this rock. So during this section here, we're going to be attacked by some Scolopendras, and for the most part, all you have to do is just, avoid them. You can dodge if need be, and I did not dodge there. So as long as you don't get hit, you should get a pure platinum on this, but unfortunately I was not able to do that. Important to note, there is a rock there. When the 3 of them kind of spiral together like that, one will come in and break that, and there's a broken witch heart in it. So make sure that you kind of stay close enough to that so that you can pick it up. It's pretty lenient on the spacing. I haven't really had too much trouble with it, but again, like the ones in the previous chapter, during those sections where we were falling, you only get 1 shot at that. So, we have ourselves a mini-boss. I I told you this chapter was gonna pile it on pretty quickly. So this is Phantasmaronier. This is actually a summon that we used in the previous game. Yeah. Combo drop there. It's unfortunate. And I've taken 2 hits at this point. 2. Some of its attacks are easier to dodge than others. Like, that one's actually not usually that bad to dodge, so that was kind of just me being bad. The explosion attack that it has done once before, yeah, this one. That one is a bit trickier. It can also summon little spiders. Ow. So yeah, this is no joke of a mini boss. Ow. Ow, man. Actually taking a lot of damage from this thing now. Yeah, it might be a good idea to not use fire on it, since it's using fire against me. Alright, well, I'm not expecting the greatest score on that. I suppose that's not as bad as I was expecting it could be, but definitely need to stay light on your toes for that, so I'm going to switch to the water or ice element on Undine. So these kind of vine-like things are going to be a recurring element throughout this chapter. You have to hit the eyes on them to make them extend. Yeah, presumably, we are proving our strength to them, or whatever you want to call it. Ooh, there are actually some things over here. Can't hurt to get more money. There's one thing that is good about this chapter. I believe more things drop health, or at least I've gotten better health drops throughout the chapter, so kind of helps balance the difficulty a little bit. See how I worked in that journal note name there? There is a balance that exists in all things. Finding it isn't the easiest thing in the world, but when you do, few things give you a better sense of accomplishment. Balance has a great deal of meaning to our world. The 3 realms our world is divided into light, darkness, and chaos, have been carefully balanced as the trinity of realities, so as not to interfere with one another. Although we say 3 realms, they originally existed as 1. The split caused the balance between these worlds to sometimes be as delicate as walking across thin ice. If one realm were to eventually acquire power greater than the others, the balance of the 3 realms would easily fall into anarchy. There are some with the ability to travel to Purgatoria, the realm between realms, or use gates to travel back and forth between different realms, sometimes causing chaos and confusion. Irresponsible use of this power can cause monumental problems for the Trinity. It can lead to wars between realms and devastating natural disasters. At least if I'm to believe the words of a certain bartender I've been spending too much time with. Perhaps these natural disasters happening within the realms are some sign that this collapse in balance between the 3 realms is already underway. Which reminds me, there have been some unnatural occurrences happening to me, as well as that could only be explained by a crisis sweeping all realms of existence. Getting my coat stuck in that car door, getting turned down by 3 girls in the same week. What other reason could there be than foul play in the balance of the Trinity? Okay, so there's Gates of Hell. Entrance here if you need that. I don't really need that right now. We're kind of saving up for that last Broken Witch Heart. So when we run forward here, we are going to have a verse. We have some greed and a couple of hideouses. Still find it kind of ridiculous every time I say that. I'm going to save my magic here because I believe this is not going to be the end of the verse. Get back
Is
here.
that all you got?
Dang it, my combo dropped. That is unfortunate. There we go. I was wondering when you'd show up. Oh boy. So we have a new enemy here. This is Resentment. This is probably my least favorite enemy in the game. Because they have not one, but 2 instant kills. One of them is pretty easy to avoid as long as you're, so this is the first one. Fortunately, you do take damage, so it'll try to grab you and pull your soul out of your body. Got me again. Dang it. Aside from taking a little bit of damage from those 2, they're not that bad. The other one is a lot more frustrating to deal with. You can actually see it led with that attack, so it fires this purple laser beam. For lack of a better descriptor. If you get hit by that, you will get turned into a child version of yourself. So basically, Cereza. And if it grabs you while you're in child form, it's game over. You just die instantly. And I should point out, your mobility while you're in a child form like that is not great. You can kind of dodge, but it does not really help all that much. So typically, if you get hit by the laser beam attack, you're pretty much screwed. I have gotten out of it before, but more often than not, you're just dead. So off to the right here, there's a chest that has a yellow lollipop in it, and part 2 of the record. Grabbing that will cause another optional burst, and this is what I meant by they start getting dumb with the the verses here. So now we have 2 resentments to deal with, and if you thought 1 was bad enough, try 2. See, I could have sworn I dodged that one, but apparently the game disagrees with me. The other thing that getting grabbed there will often do is that it typically makes your combo drop, because that whole time that you're being dropped for. Okay, so I don't know if you can actually dodge that, by using the dodge button or not. Yeah, see, there goes my combo. I think you might actually have to basically jump out or not be in the line of fire for that. So the other enemies in this verse are really nothing compared to the 2 resentment that you have to fight. This is not going to be good. Got a gold medal, which, I suppose could be worse. Alright, so let's see. Now that we've done that, I believe we can head back and do something now. So I hope I'm not remembering this incorrectly. I believe I am. Yeah, it's definitely not a thing. So I'm just remembering things wrong. Yeah, because we're not far enough yet. So let's head across this vine here. I want to check something. Okay, yeah, this is totally available now. There's a chest off to the left here that has a broken moon pearl in it. So we're getting close to 2 full bars there. It's right before the vine. I have to give the developers credit here for making this a place that I would not want to actually go to. Because it does not look very nice. I mean, it definitely looks good, but not not in a very visually appealing kind of way. So off to the right, once you get on this side of the vine, there's a chest there that has a lollipop in it, as well as another vine. So many, so many of these. And on the other side of that is a chest, which I'm not going to open in this episode because I think we're getting up there on time. So thank you very much for watching. I've been redxparasite, signing out.